Peter, when you crossed the border, you had your baptismal certificate and your birth certificate, and then you also had a series of photos that were in your possession.
In my backpack,
in
yes.
your backpack. And that's what we're looking at now. Can you tell us about that?
Okay, these photographs were taken in Le Chambon. Now, first of all of these passport photographs that you see here, most of us in Le Chambon at one time or another were given false identities. So in order to make a false identity card, you need a picture to put into it. So they made these what I call passport photographs or identity photographs. And for some inexplicable reason, to this day I'm wondering why, because photographic paper was hard to get, the chemicals for chemistry hard to get. Somehow, for some reason, we were given extra copies of these passport photographs, maybe 3, 4, or 5 photographs each of us. And we exchanged these photographs as a souvenir prior to our leaving Le Chambon. And on the back of these photographs, you will see on most of them, I wrote down either the real name and the false name that was given to the individual, or it has a dedication written by the person whose picture appears, okay? Here, on the back of this photograph, you see only my handwriting, and it says Fogelman Paul, and below that it says Forel Paul. Fogelman is the real name. The false identity was Forel. A similar thing that you find, for instance, with Jean Sirois, this one here. This fellow here, Jean Sirois, was the oldest in the group at Le Chambon, in the home where I was. And I've written on the back, Jean Spiegel Sirois, arrested in Figeac in May 1944. Okay? So I had those pictures with me from Le Chambon in Figeac, obviously after his arrest. Sometime I wrote the real and the false name down. Here is, for instance, a fellow, Antonio Cascarosa. He was a Spanish refugee. He was the oldest in the group of the Spaniards. Prior to the Jews arriving in Le Chambon was hiding refugees from the Spanish Civil War. So he and several others here are Spanish refugees. This is the young sister of Paul Fogelman. That is Renée Fogelman, okay? And on the back I've written sister of Helen Fogelman, who was also there, and of Paul.
What are we looking at here?
Okay, those are 2 group photographs that were taken, and I believe they actually are, no, they're not quite the same. Okay, and one of them, you see here this tall man at the top.
Yes.
That is Pastor
Andre Trocme.
That's either Trocme or Pastor Tice.
I think the caption said it was his visit. It was Trocme's visit.
Yeah, I think it was Trocme. And there's Daniel Trocme here. In this picture, he's not visible.
That's Daniel? Up here?
That's Daniel. Just
wow.
the top of his head is visible.
Yeah.
That's Daniel Trocme. I am in the shadow here, in the shade by that tree, and I'm still hidden partly by the tree, but in the shadow of the tree here. So, and again, the little girl with the bow in her hair, that is Renée Fogelman. She was about 4 years old at the time. And that's Kurt Grossman. There's several others that I can recognize here. So,
wow.
Rosario was my first love. She was a beautiful Spanish girl, and she wrote on the back of it, she wrote to Pierrot, again, the diminutive of Pierre, don't get mad. You'll get that photo that you wanted, and a beautiful one to top it off. I hope that you are not mad with many hugs, or kisses on the cheek, okay? With sheesh, your female friend who loves you very much, Rosario. She was a Spanish girl, beautiful Spanish girl. But now, we were given strict instructions when we left Le Chambon not to take anything compromising with us. But I broke the rules, and I took those with me because that is the only family that I had at that time, and I clung to them.